All right, well, it's 11 o'clock on Friday night. And I feel like one of the things I've noticed with the COVID crisis is my hair is just getting wilder and wilder. I'm like, who am I? What's on my mind tonight? So, as I mentioned, it's 11 o'clock. I'm completely sober. I've just been hanging out with my kids. We watched a really kind of dark documentary, as it turns out. Um, I had recorded a video earlier this evening, actually way earlier this evening, and as soon as I went to kind of save it, I thought that doesn't really capture how I feel right now. So I just sat on it and went about the rest of my evening, and you know, I what I didn't really capture, what really what has been on my mind today for the most part is this strange concept of like this living in this bipolar way right now. Um, and just how crazy our lives have become. Um, that's kind of the summation of my thoughts. Um, my day has been kind of exemplar of that issue, in that I've had some really beautiful moments today, and I also have this just foreboding sense of, I don't want to say doom, but like this knowledge that there's just really dark stuff happening right now. So, I started my day going to Target, which I haven't been to in like 3 weeks. And kind of foolishly, I went there right when they opened, thinking that was going to be the quiet time to go. Well, that's not the way it was. It was, there was a line around the building. And I mean, because of the day I had, there was like, I needed to go. I was already there. So I was like, well, okay. So I'm just finding myself standing in this line outside of Target. Like, where am I that we have a line outside of a retail establishment? Not only that, the line is full of people standing 6 feet apart, wearing masks and looking suspicious at one another. And, then the experience in Target itself was just nothing but a ball of anxiety. People try not to get too close to each other, but you can't avoid people there. And it's just everybody's wearing masks, and it's just so bizarre. And then I like sit and do therapy for 2 hours. It feels really good, and like doing good work with my clients, and okay. And then back to like trying to create a sense of normalcy in my home for my kids before they get here for the week. And I did a slow yoga class on the front porch, which was lovely, and just what I needed right now to kind of drop into my body and be in this little group of people doing this together, online at least. And then I had a lovely crawfish. Well, I didn't have a boil. We had boiled crawfish on the front porch. And the sky was beautiful, and we were having a lovely moment. But I just couldn't help but think that right down the street from us, literally, was a hospital where people are suffering and dying. And hospital staff are stretched so thin that they're falling apart from exhaustion and grief, and they're getting sick. And our hospitals are overflowing, literally, with people with this horrible virus. And, people are dying every day. Louisiana alone, right now, Louisiana alone has 20,000 known, of course, many, many more unknown, cases of COVID. And I think it was like up to almost 800 deaths in this state alone that are, again, identifiable as COVID. Many, many more non, labeled as such, misidentified or what have you. It's bad and it's scary. And my whole process right now is to try to tamp down those feelings in my own heart of fear, and feel like I'm seizing the moments of joy that I can. And they're there. But even my daughter, who's kind of reticent to notice these things, remarked to me when we took a brief walk to my office, which is near my house, to check the mail. She's like, people are acting around here like there's nothing going on. There's too many cars. There's too many people walking around close to each other. She's like, we want to have prom and graduation in July, which should have happened, of course, right about now. She's like, if people don't start, behaving differently, we won't even have that. And I said, yes, we're actually doing pretty well here in terms of our behaviors. But it is true, there are a lot of people walking around like this isn't a problem, because it's not a problem for them, at least in their minds. But 30% or more people are carrying this virus without any symptoms, and they're carrying it for weeks and spreading it to other people. And, the people who are on the front lines of this illness are living with those consequences every day. And so, I feel like I just have this kind of bipolar sense right now of like, there are so many moments of real joy right now for me and for my children and other people, but then there's just, a lot of really difficult stuff going on at the same time, and crazy things. Lines at Target of people with masks who are afraid to get too near to each other what is this? I was listening to Stephen King on Terry Gross on Fresh Air talking about that he's living one of his novels right now, seeing what's happening. So yeah, that's what's on my mind. It's just that there's just this push-pull right now, and I just feel like everybody else does. Like there's so many things about my life now that I really embrace, that are different, and I hope to kind of hold on to certain things. But I also want to feel safe in the world again. I want to feel connected with people again, physically. I'm, being responsible, but that means that I can't hug a friend. That means I can't really go out on a date. That means I am, making choices that I feel are the right ones for my family and my community and for myself. But it's hard, So, as John Lennon said, nobody told me there'd be days like this. And that's the song I'm adding to my playlist. It's kind of a silly take on a really serious topic. And, we need silly. So I think it fits well with the idea of just this polar opposites of things, a really kind of upbeat, silly sounding song that really has serious themes in it. So that's what I'm going to add to my playlist. And, and my mind-body practice is what I already did, which was a yoga practice today, which wasn't restorative yoga. It was a little bit more challenging than that, but it was slow flow yoga, and I really kind of dropped into my body and just took time to breathe and stretch and really feel challenged in my muscles, which felt good to me today. Tomorrow's going to be Saturday with my kids with me, and we will make fun as much as we can right now, and just kind of make the most as we can of this really crazy, scary, bizarre time that we're in.